Okay, so it wouldn't be fair if I only showed Julian's mistakes. I also have to show some of my mistakes. Like I can't only show me the kicking ass. I also have made many, many, many mistakes, and it's because of those mistakes that I am, I'd say, a pretty solid player nowadays. So I've gathered a little 6 second clip of me completely falling flat on my face, and let's enjoy it. Yeah, that was painful. So, a little backstory. This is the 7 Foos versus the 12 AST uh, practice match back in the fall. RIP 12 AST, they're not a thing anymore. Let me get my sketcher thing. So, this is me, obviously. This is Bacon. This is Blazy, and I'm not exactly sure who this is. I think it's Big Suck, but I could be wrong. So Blazy is pretty competent. He's one of the better 12 AST slash 77th flank players. So let's just roll the film again. Oops. Okay, so what the hell went wrong there? So it starts off pretty good. Our spacing is actually pretty okay. Uh, so Blazy starts going a little bit wide over here. So Blazy is moving towards me, right? Um, so he's moving towards me, but he's not moving like in any particularly like aggressive manner. Like sure he's trying to wrap around me, but he's not fainting, he's not holding a stab. He's not really doing much of anything. He's just kind of gliding towards me. So this right here is actually pretty good. So right here, things aren't actually looking too bad because he's blocking, right? And I have the initiative, so if I was holding an upstab, this is just a feint, but I could have just gone back to an upstab. So on the flank, you always want the initiative, because if they're blocking, they're not a threat. And then once you have them blocking, whoop, bam, you just go for the switch, right? So, so far things aren't looking horrible. I would have liked it if Bacon didn't completely esky and abandoned me. If he was right here, kind of facing this guy down, things would actually be looking pretty good right now. But I'm not only going to blame Bacon because I do make a mistake, a crucial mistake here. So I have the initiative, and then look at that. So I am in a pretty good spot right here to target switch. He's not a threat. If I went to swap onto Big Suck right here, Bacon most likely would have covered me over here, right? So if I went to swap and Blazy turned his back, Bacon would have been there for the backstab, right? But I don't know exactly what I was thinking at the time, but I hesitated. I went to for a side block, and then I started to panic because at this point, Blazy is now behind me. That's not good. And I have Big Suck in front of me. That's really not good. I do have Bacon covering me, but it doesn't really matter since um, we'll see why it doesn't matter because I start to panic. It's never good to have people behind you because then you're gonna kind of mess up. So I mess up. There's a threat. There's a very obvious threat right here. A very obvious threat coming this way. But I'm distracted because Blazy is behind me, and even though Bacon is like covering me right here, I'm still panicking, right? Because I don't want anyone behind me, and I eat a stab to the back of the dome. Yeah. um, it would have been nice if Bacon was a little bit closer. If Bacon was like right here and able to stab, he might have been able to like. He's holding an up block, so he might have been able to kill like at least one of them and trade me. It says map up here, but that's just a Bacon map up like play on words. So this is Bacon. Um, so I think this was sort of like a fault on both our ends. We weren't really in sync here. Um, I could have also just S keyed along with Bacon. So if like look over here, look how he's like over here somewhere, right? So like he should never be that far away from me, because now I'm in threat from these guys, right? So I should have paid attention to where Bacon was and S keyed with him. But you could also say that, well, why wasn't Bacon um, right here with you, right? That's also a thing. So either Bacon should have kept up with me, or I should have S keyed with Bacon. It was just a miscommunication and not being in sync. Um, so I hesitated there, which is bad. And then I start panicking. This guy behind me. What do I do? Boom, I'm dead. So I think the takeaways from this clip are be in sync with your two-man or one-man or whatever it might be. If you see him S keying, you also S key because you don't want to be disjointed, right? And also, if you get into a situation where there's someone like looping in behind you, looping in behind you, like don't panic too much because more often than not you have a guy that can cover your tracks, right? Just pay attention to the threat that's oncoming. So I fully turn my back to the oncoming stab, and that's not good. I don't even turn the right way. Like, the threat is this way, but I rotate counterclockwise this way, which makes no sense. I should have been turning clockwise this way, right? To face the oncoming threat. But that wouldn't have mattered because even if I was facing Blazy, I still would have been hit by Big Suck. And yeah, that's about it. Let me just play the clip for you guys one more time. Bam. So yeah, everyone makes mistakes. All you can do is learn from them.